Oscar BEVIS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in Miami and I'm joined by Mr. Jojo Diaz. First things first, how are you, sir?
Doing good, man. I'm finally here. It's fight week. Arrived in Miami yesterday. It's beautiful out, and I'm just excited that I'm given this opportunity. I'm excited that it's on Super Bowl weekend. There's going to be a lot of eyes tuned in, and I'm excited for this world title opportunity, man. I gave it all inside my training camp, left it all out there, and I'm 110% ready. I'm very confident that I'm going to come out victorious come Thursday night.
I want to talk a little bit about the build-up to this fight, but I mean the build-up, not about you and Tevin, about you in camp and you sort of when you got here and how it's all gone. Most fighters will say, I've had the best camp of my life, and we've heard all these cliches, but how was your camp?
My camp was really, really good. I mean, we touched all the bases. I fought for the world title already for 2 times, once against Gary Russell Jr. and another against Jesus Rojas. So I'm already experienced as far as, getting my body prepared for a fight. So we made sure that we covered all the bases with this fight like we always do. And like I said, we focused on a lot of footwork, a lot of fundamentals, a lot of defense, a lot of offense, and making sure that we're cutting off the ring too. So I covered all the bases. I'm ready to go. And like I said, there's not going to be no doubt. I am going to be victorious come Thursday night.
One thing I do have to allude to quickly is that, I said this to you just off camera a minute ago, last time you spoke to IFL you had a cast on the left hand. I mean, it's fight week, so we all good?
Yeah. Well, I had a cast on a couple months back. I'm very fortunate though that the cast wasn't because I had a broken hand. It was just basically because my hand was just very, very swollen. There was no fractures or anything like that. It was just really, 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 really swollen. So they just wanted me to have the cast on just so I won't be using it at all, for I won't be having any movement towards it. So I had the cast on for about 8 weeks. Took it off. My hand felt brand new again. Felt really good. I took 3 more weeks off of it. I wasn't, I wasn't using it at all inside the boxing gym. I was just running, getting ready for this fight. Then the week after that, that's when the fight got announced. We got the contract sent and we signed the deal. We made sure that my hand was 100% and 10% ready for this fight. I mean, this is my 3rd time going around. This is my 3rd time fighting for a world title, and it's against a tough fighter. So I wanted to make sure that I'm 100%. I didn't want to, take this fight if I'm not 110% ready. I'm not that type of person. I want to go out there and be victorious, and I want to go out there and give the fight fans a great fight. So I made sure that my hand is 110% ready. I had no problems with it during training camp. It's extremely well, and you guys are going to be seeing it frequently come Thursday night.
You and Tevin, I mean, there's been a back and forth on social media. You were calling for the fight on social media. Tevin spent his own money to get out to LA on KSI Logan Paul Fight Week to come and see you. This isn't a fight you've both shied away from. We finally got it. Is it the best fight on the card?
Absolutely. I think it is the best fight on the card. I honestly think it should be the main event. I think that this fight is more hyped than a lot of the fights on the card. I feel like this fight deserves more publicity because Tevin Farmer is a hell of a fighter and I'm a hell of a fighter, and everybody's talking about it. I just think that it's unfortunate that we're not the main event, but at the end of the day, I'm just here to do my job, and my job is to dethrone Tevin Farmer, and my job is to, at the end of the day, have that title around my waist so I could be champion and have it back to the west side in LA, back in my home, in my apartment, and just, snuggle with it and make sure that I'm happy and I'm content and that all the hard work paid off throughout all the years. So my main focus is, not this event or anything like that. My main focus is Tevin Farmer and having the IBF title around my waist.
Just coming back to it though, do you feel like it might work against you that you're in one of the smaller weights? I mean, we've seen it many times before, cracking smaller weight fights down the card, and then you've got bigger weight fights, whether it be heavyweight, super middle, light heavies, topping the card simply because they're a high weight class, regardless of what people would think of the fight.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be any problem after this fight. I think after this fight, I'm going to be hosting main events out in LA at the Staples Center, at the Forum, even at the StubHub Center too. I don't know what it's called now, but in Carson, it used to be called the StubHub Center. But I think I'm going to be hosting a lot of events. There's a lot of fights to be made. Me with Leo Santa Cruz, me with Abner Mares, Oscar Valdez, Blechat, Jamal Herring, Andrew Cancio, Rene Alvarado, and one of the guy that was fighting at 130 pounds but is at 135 pounds now, Gervonta Davis. I feel like all these fights are going to be fights that are main events and that are fights that people are going to want to see and people are going to want to be paid for. And I think that these fights are going to be, the fights that are going to be the fights, main events cards that I honestly think they're going to be.
Like you just mentioned, there are some cracking fights to be made in the division, but it's a division as well where you've got promotionally fighters with different networks, different promotional companies. It could be quite tough to make certain fights, certain unifications. If you were to come through this, perhaps would you be looking at a higher weight potentially, or is that something that you've sort of not even given second thought to simply because you've got to deal with Thursday first?
My first thing is Tevin Farmer. I want to take care of business come Thursday night. I want to make sure I have that title around my waist. But once I have that title, there is a lot of fights to be made at 130 pounds, like I said. And there's going to be fights, big money fights and big fights that people are going to want to see at that weight. I want to clean out the division, the 130-pound division. I want to be the unified champ at 130 pounds. And once I do that, then I'll talk about moving up in weight, talk about moving up to 130 pounds, maybe 140. But at that time, right now, my main focus is cleaning out division at 130 pounds. I know that there's a lot of big fights and big name fighters and tough fighters, so my main focus is 130 pounds right now.
People who've been following you and Tevin's back and forth on and off will sort of look at it and think, this actually looks quite heated, this looks quite personal, but I sense from your side especially that there's some respect there, that there's no hatred between you and Tevin, that it's just sort of promotional, you're trying to build the fight, you want to get in each other's faces. Like I said, there's not really any hatred there, am I right in saying that?
Yeah, there's no hatred. At the end of the day, we're both human beings. Tevin Farmer's a human being, he has his family that he's trying to take care of. But at the end of the day, I do take it kind of personal because it is my business and he's fucking with my business. I got to go out there and take care of business so that way my family could be, so that way I can eat, so that way my family can eat, so that way we could be comfortable and make sure that I'm taking care of my family and who I want to provide for. And Tevin Farmer is in the way of that. I feel like after this fight, a lot of doors are going to open up for myself. A lot of money is going to be coming in, and I got to take care of business. So I am taking it personal. But after the fight, like I said, there's no hard feelings. I know that Tevin Farmer, he's a nice guy, and I respect him, and I respect everything that he has done for the sport. I respect everything that he has achieved, everything that he's been through, and I acknowledge that, and I know that. But at the end of the day, now he is the fighter that I'm going to be fighting next. So I got to take it like he's my worst enemy, and I am taking it like that. I'm going to go out there and be the dog. I'm going to go out there and hurt him, and I want to hurt him, and I want to beat him, and I want to punch him in the face, and I want to make sure that, there's going to be no doubt in nobody's mind that I'm going to be champion at Thursday night.
What do you make of Tevin's reign as IBF champion? I think he's had 4 defences now. I think I'm right in saying after he won the title. I think you've come out on record and said, I might be wrong here, I'm sure you said this, that you feel like he's been hand-picking opponents, and I think most people agree that you'll be his toughest defence, and he sort of hasn't had the most difficult of runs of defences. Is it fair to say?
Yeah, Tevin Farmer, he's a champion. He earned his way. He fought for the world title and he defeated the guy. I don't know who he fought for the world title, but after the world title, he made a couple defenses. But like I said, man, I feel like those defenses, they're title defenses, yeah, but they're not guys at the elite level. And I feel like I'm an elite fighter, and I feel like I am his toughest fight. I fought against really tough fighters, world champions, Andrew Concho, Rene Alvarado, Gary Russell Jr., and I feel like my resume and my background in the sport of boxing is a lot tougher than Tevin Farmer's. I feel like my experience inside that ring is more credible, and I feel like it's all going to show Thursday night. I feel like Tevin Farmer, he has made those defenses, but not against fighters in the top tier division and in the top tier of the sport. And Thursday night, he is fighting a guy in the top tier of the sport and an elite fighter, and we'll see if he's what he's all about now. We'll see if he's the real deal or not, because like I said, I'm 110% ready. I have no doubt in my mind, and I'm very, very confident. And like I said, I covered all the bases this camp. So I'm going to go out there and give him all. I'm going to go out there and make sure that I'm going to hurt him, I'm going to punish him, and I'm going to, annihilate him. That's the game plan, is just to go out there and to make him feel like he's never been in with a guy that like myself, because he hasn't. He's never he's never been in the trenches, or he's never been into deep waters like how I've been, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna take him into that type of pressure.
You say you feel like you're an elite level fighter in the top tier of the division. Some guys who aren't elite level fighters but will be fighting on the card, and they'll admit this themselves, there's no shame in saying it, is Anis Gibb and Jake Paul. The fact that you're below them in the card, and like you say, this is an elite level world title fight between you and Tevin, do you sort of feel disrespected in any way? And also your thoughts on the YouTube boxing scene?
You know what? I feel a little bit disrespected, but at the end of the day, I know it's a business, and I know that DAZN is running it, and I know that DAZN is going based off, these guys' followers and these guys' background. These guys have a lot of YouTube subscribers and a lot of followers where they're going to, subscribe to DAZN, and DAZN is going to, build and generate a lot of money off of it. At the end of the day, it's a business for DAZN, and they're trying to take care of themselves. But like I said, my main focus is Tevin Farmer, and I know that everything is going to fall into place after that. I know that I'm going to be hosting main events, and I'm going to be hosting my own cards after this fight. I just got to take care of business, and I got to, stay in my lane, and I just got to, focus on what's at hand and what's at task right now, and that's with Tevin Farmer. And once I defeat Tevin Farmer, things are going to change. I know that Jake Paul and what's his name, Gibb? Jake Paul and Gibb are YouTube fighters, and I respect them. I respect them, and I respect their hustle. But at the end of the day, I feel like they got to stay in the lane as well. These guys, they're fighters. We're boxers, and we've been doing this for years. And I feel like these guys just got to, just keep on fighting each other. Keep on fighting YouTube fighters and YouTube fighters. I feel like these guys shouldn't ever fight against a professional fighter or a professional boxer or a boxer that's been doing it since little, because like I said, there's levels to it, man. And I don't want anybody to get hurt. There's no disrespect or anything like that. I just feel like it's good for business. And it really is exciting, man. I mean, I'm excited to watch the fight. I'm excited to see, Jake Paul or Gibb get knocked out. One of these YouTubers get knocked out, because, I mean, one knockout ain't exciting. I mean, it's going to be good for boxing and good for the sport. So I'm excited to watch the card. I'm excited just to be a part of it. And, it's history in the making. It's Super Bowl weekend. Like I said, I just got to take care of business. My main task right now and my main focus is just my fight, the IBF world title against Tevin Farmer. That's my main focus, and that's what I got to take care of business.
You said it's a business. Let's have a bit of fun. A proposal from Eddie Hearn. You've won the IBF world title. You get to defend it against a YouTuber or a celebrity that's in and around your weight. Who you gunning for? Let's have someone. And would you take it? Because it is a business. If it was sort of the highest payday you was ever going to get, like you said, it's a business, would it be something you would consider, or would you feel like, once again, it is disrespectful?
I mean, it would be something I would consider if the money's right.
Who we calling out?
Damn. I don't even know none of these YouTubers, but shit, I'll fight Jake Paul, man. Jake Paul's a big dude, but I'll break his ass down, man. I'm a fighter, man. I know I've been fighting big dudes already since I was little. I've been called out back in high school and stuff. I'm fighting guys that big old tough football players that thought they were the shit, that knew that I was a boxer, that were trying to bully me. I'll take them in my backyard, duke it out with them, fuck them up a little bit. So, I mean, I know how to fight big guys, and I know how to break guys down. So, I mean, if any of these YouTubers really want to fight a professional fighter, I mean, you guys could get it. We don't have to fight professionally. I could take you guys to the boxing gym and put some hands on y'all.
I can't imagine there'll be anyone trying to take that offer up anytime soon, I'll be honest. Carl Frampton, now, obviously, we'd like to see you over in the UK. We want to see as many Americans and foreign fighters over in the UK. I know that you said you don't want to look too far ahead, but is that something that you'd consider fighting on the UK shores anytime in your career?
Absolutely. I mean, I was in London for the 2012 Olympics, and I love London. I love the UK, and I love the fans out there, man. I feel like the sport of boxing is at the top, other than soccer, out there in the UK, and I just love that everybody always goes out and supports all these UK fighters and all these events. And I would love to, bring my type of boxing and bring my skill to the UK. If it's against Carl Frampton, if it's against Scott Quigg. I know that Scott Quigg's in the division as well, and I know that Carl Frampton is moving up in weight at 130 pounds. I would love to fight anybody in the UK. Josh Warrington, he's a world champion too. So any of these guys in the UK, I would love to go out there and make my way out there and deliver a great fight for the fight fans, no matter who it is. Like I said, I'm not no type of guy that is willing to back down any type of smoke. Whoever wants to, call me out, or whoever wants to challenge me, I'm willing to fight, go out there and make my way and try to make the fight happen as much as possible. As whatever it is, I'll go out my way and talk to my manager and be like, yo, let's go, man. Take me to the UK. Let's make this fight happen. So, like I said, I love the UK, and I hope one of these days in my professional career, I could go out there and fight out in the UK for you guys.
Well, if it happens, we'll look forward to it. Just finally, what's tomorrow going to be like? What's the weigh-in day going to be like? Is there going to be any pushing and pulling? You know what boxing fans are like. We love to see a little head-to-head, sort of put the headbutts in, or do you think it's just going to be nice and chilled and just all guns for Thursday?
Tomorrow's going to be a little intense. Now that, making weight and all that stuff is coming, I know that a lot of fighters, it's hard to deal with making weight like myself, man. It's very. Are
you expecting a grumpy Tevin Farmer?
I don't know what I'm gonna expect. Expect a hungry and angry Jojo Diaz, man. Tevin Farmer better expect me to be very tough. I'm very determined. So now it's about just turning the switch. I'm 2 days away. After tomorrow, I'm 2 days away from the fight. So now it's about just becoming mentally focused and becoming a mental beast, so I could be mentally prepared for the fight. So. Come the press conference, you're gonna see a more focused and a more disciplined and more, alert Jojo Diaz, a more, just stern and very focused, determined one. If Tevin Farmer wants to start talking shit, I'm gonna be talking shit back to him, because at the end of the day, we are gonna be putting hands on each other. So if he wants to talk shit, we're gonna talk shit. If he wants to put hands, best believe I'm gonna put hands on him too. So whatever he brings to the table, I'm gonna be ready for it.
Joseph. Apologies, I lost my voice there. Joseph, thank you very much for speaking to IFL TV. I'm sure we'll catch up with you perhaps on weigh-in day or tomorrow. Look forward to it, and looking forward to the fight too. Like I said, thank you very much for speaking to IFL TV.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the support.
Top man.
Gold Star Promotions is proud to present Floyd Money Mayweather. The man himself is coming to the UK for his UK tour, February and March 2020. For all info and tickets, Gold Star Promotions.co.uk.